So Traxxas recently came out with the Traxxas Sledge. As of now, the price is $799.99. Now, somebody in a previous video in the comments said, that person had gotten a brand new one for $750. I hope that person will comment and say where or how he got the $50 discount, because that would be cool for people that are interested in getting it. So if you do have comments or have information leads like that, just put it in the comments, but give the full information just in case somebody's reading and might be interested. But here we go. So Traxxas actually has a full lineup of what they call accessories. And are they really accessories? Well, let's see. We have shock towers, we have chassis braces, we have shock caps. Yeah, they're not really accessories. So these, maybe these. They're really just ways to bling up your vehicle. I mean, your vehicle already has aluminum shock towers. It comes with them. They're just blue. So the accessories, which are really just replacement parts, they come in different colors. So you have a variety of options. You can buy the slash, remove all the parts while new, sell them as takeoffs, and then buy whatever color you want. Now, the blue ones look pretty cool, but if I were to pick another color, I'm not sure. I think I would go with green, either green or orange, one of the two. I'm not really sure. But I think blue's good enough. I mean, if it was blacked out, that would have been fine. But that's really what you have. So now you can match. I think I would go with the green or orange. I don't know. One of those two colors. Put in the comments below. See what color do you like best. But you can now just change the color, match everything up. Now the shock caps, okay, those I'm going to consider an accessory. So you can get the blue ones to match the factory blue instead of keeping the stock ones. So this is pretty much the only accessory here on this page. Now you can get an aluminum chassis, which is not anodized blue. Again, not an accessory, it's a replacement part. All of these are just replacement parts. These, I guess, the shock caps I would consider an accessory, but these are the options now, so you're not just bound to one color. And the reality is this, regardless of whether Traxxas makes good or not so good vehicles, whether they're worth the money or not, people buy them. They do a great job of advertising. They have very good part support in many places, especially around here. Sheesh, they're everywhere. So that's one of the things that makes them attractive, as opposed to some other brands that don't have the part support. And you might be thinking, for example, Techno. Many of you know I'm a Techno fan. Here in this area, not many people buy Technos. So if I ever needed an arm, I'd probably have to order it. Then again, I've never broken an arm. I've damaged some other things. Shock tower, center brace. Center braces, I got lucky. Those, the shop did have them. But those are some of the things to consider whenever one asks the question, why do people buy Traxxas? That's probably the reason why. They're everywhere. Let's see. So these are just some of the, they call them aluminum upgrades, but again, these are aluminum out of the box. The shock towers, they're just different colors. The brace is also aluminum out of the box. It's just different colors. It comes with blue. That's supposed to be black. I just realized, not gray. But that's what you have. So now, if we go bodies and accessories. The coolest body out of all of these is the clear one. The clear one is definitely the one I would go with, and then I would just paint it the way I want. $30 less. Don't look at the price really. If you already have the paint, I already have a bunch of paint, so it wouldn't be a big deal. But if you don't have the paint, you're going to be spending money on paint. So don't be surprised if you spend $30 because if you go with 3 or 4 colors, you're going to be spending that $30 in paint. If you only go with one color, well, then I hope you don't spend $30 on just one color. But again, wings, it already comes with a wing. you can just get the different colors. Now, this green, yes, this is bright orange, this is bright, but that's probably why I would get it, so I can see the vehicle far away. Body reinforcement, so all of these little things up here, you can get them colors to match. So again, are they really accessories? No, they're really replacement parts. Wheelie bar. All right, well, the wheelie bar, that one's an accessory. So out of all of this, really, there aren't that many accessories. Most of these things are just replacement parts that are made to bling up the vehicle. Is there anything that really makes the vehicle better? Probably not. And the reason why is this vehicle is actually good out of the box. I mean, even well, here, let me just point out the rear shafts. You get actual steel shafts, very similar. Back in the day, for example, for Stampede, a lot of us would look into Techno parts. So Techno actually makes a center drive shaft for it, and some people for the Slash as well. We would get the Techno drive shafts and put them on the Slash. I don't remember the part numbers. That was a long time ago. But those were some of the upgrades. The Sledge finally has it. So I will say that the Sledge is definitely a hobby grade RC for Traxxas. I know you can say that all of them are hobby grade Slash as well, but according to modern times, the Slash is technically a hobby grade RC for 20 years ago. It hasn't been out for 20 years ago. That's just an exaggeration that I'm making to sort of make a point. Now, some of these are accessories. The B-Link, this Bluetooth link, TQI, for the price, $800, I don't understand why this is not included. I truly do not. My T-Max, it was included. My Revo 3.3 included. There's many vehicles that this is included. I don't understand for the price why it's not included. But if you are keeping the stock radio system, again, I'm not going to try to convince you that there's better ones, but there are. But if you do plan on keeping the stock radio system, this is very useful. You can download an app on your phone, and then you can look at the telemetry, and then we have the telemetry expander right over here, which is great. And you do get a Gypsy module that can be used with this telemetry expander. So Traxxas, that's one of the cool things about Traxxas. Now, keep in mind that, again, I like kits, putting things together, making up little parts, making parts. But for the individual that would just want something to plug and play, this is actually really cool. So kudos to Traxxas for just having support for people that just want to turn screws and not really, Dremel things. But then again, this is almost $200 right here. But again, up to you. Servos, these are replacement parts. This one here, 400 ounces of torque. Now, I don't really think this is worth it, to be honest. Here, let me just go really quick. This is the servo I would recommend, 370 TBL. You don't have to get this one. There's another servo that you can get, but it's an aluminum body. It runs very cool. It's very, very smooth. I've been running this on my T-Max. I don't remember how long. But 6 volts, 600 ounce inches. Now, really quick, this is 400 if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it says 400. Maybe it's misleading and it's not actually 400. It is 400 at 6 volts. This is actually pretty good. Now, why may you want 600 ounce inches or something more? It's not something that will improve your driving. It's just because it's a stronger servo, it will not tire as quickly. Servos get tired after some time. They just start naturally slowing down. Think about it as wearing out, breaking down. The stronger the servo, the better, because it'll be able to handle the massive wheels, especially in a four-wheel drive vehicle when you're turning. Four-wheel drive vehicles, when you take turns, that stresses the servo out a lot because the force of the shafts want to straighten out, which means they want to straighten out your front wheels. That's the reason why. It's not that it's going to make you a super good driver. It's just going to last longer. That's the reason. But we have the servo. Let's see. Now you could go with waterproof. So this is a waterproof. Now there are some other options. I just can't remember the models that are actually pretty good. Sometimes on Amazon you can find some that are about the same torque, but for less price. But anyway, servos, these are an option. So here finally we actually have some, I guess we could call true accessories. Now arms, again, these aren't really going to be better or worse arms. They're just arms that are different colors. So again, you can go with the whole green theme. That's probably what I would do, or with orange. I still haven't decided. You guys in the comments, let me know what color you would prefer. Now, one of the nice things about the rear arms is the rear arms, you do have the gull wings. The front, you do not. Now, really quick, this is categorized as a monster truck. I still think they need to call them monster truggies because they're more of monster truggies. I mean, they're really low center of gravity because of the way the chassis is, and they will high center really easy. These are more of, say, sports, more of a racing type of, I wish I was a monster truck type of thing. And one of the reasons too is if you look at the shocks, I mean, they're really slanted, whereas monster trucks are made to, you know, just vertical impacts, up and down, up and down. So the shocks tend to be more vertical to absorb all of that impact. So keep that in mind. And to be honest, if the Sledge, if they made a nitro version of this, I would be all over it. All over it. It would be way better than the Revo 3.3. And I do have a Revo 3.3, but keep in mind, I'm the guy that prefers the T-Max. There's a lot of people that prefer the Revo and would say, well, Revo, you know, all day over the T-Max. T-Max is old. T-Max handles like a monster truck. It looks like a monster truck. That's why I got it. Even the original T-Max, the really old one that I have on the teardown videos, I think it's like repairing an old T-Max. So if you watch those videos. Now, okay, these parts, these are worth it. So the steering block arms, I think it's steel and titanium. These are worth upgrades. These I would definitely recommend, must get, and they're quite inexpensive, $15. I would get these. Sway bar kit on something like this, I mean, go for it. Like I said, it's more of a truggy, not really a monster truck. For a real monster truck, sway bars just take away from the handling. That's something to keep in mind. Now, you do get the shafts, and you can play around with the shafts for the heights. You know, maybe you want to lower it, maybe you want to lift it. It just depends on the droop. Which, again, this is something when I was talking about, you know, comparing this with the Arma roller, and then I mentioned how the MT410 would be my choice, shorter wheelbase, a variety of things. The MT410 has droop screws. Why? Because it's based on a race chassis versus this. So this, adjusting the droop, you're going to have to work with the arms. So the shocks are actually what stop everything. That's the other reason why. I mean, if you like this one, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about other vehicles, but there's a reason why the race chassis are usually the best way to go, especially once you start getting into this money. Driveline. If we look at driveline, there is a different spur that you can get, but again, these parts, it's just colors. You can change the color. That's really it. So it's up to you what you want to do with these. Here, let's look at this. So this is an accessory, not much information. But tires and wheels, again, colors, which is something that I think is great. Traxxas is offering these colors. I'm not sure what happened to blue and orange. I guess I'm going to have to go green. Oh, this is orange. Oh, boy. What happened to red? Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. This thing knows, you know, the man's watching. I said green and orange. So that's what we have. But you can get some paddle tires. You can get some pins. for really big tracks, because you're not going to take this on an off-road 10 scale track. And then tools, to be honest, I prefer MIP Tools. There's some other tool brands that you can get. Duratrax actually makes some really good Lexan scissors, and I think you can get the pair for about $15. Body reamers, you can get these for a lot less money elsewhere. So it really just depends. Unless you're a really big Traxxas fan, you want to have everything Traxxas, I mean, you get this. But if not, I would just go MIP or Duratrax for Lexan scissors. Or there's so many other brands out there. If you have any recommendations on tools, body reamers, go ahead and put it in the comments. But these are really the accessories for the Traxxas Sledge, which again, I think the Sledge name is a throwback to the Sledgehammer, which was it's a really cool vintage RC. But in the comments, go ahead and comment. What do you think of their actual accessories? Are they really accessories, or are they just replacement parts? And of the ones that you think are accessories, or if you think they're all accessories, which ones would you get? Even if you don't get the the Sledge. Let's pretend you never get a Sledge, or you would never get the Sledge. But let's pretend somebody does get the Sledge. What would you recommend? And what I mean by that is, which accessories to get do you think are cool? Not, sell it and get something else. Come on. So out of those parts, what do you think would be parts that somebody that is already set on getting the Sledge or has gotten the Sledge, which parts should that individual consider? Well, thank you very much for watching. Please comment below, as I mentioned. Put in your 2 cents, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, my hair! My arm! My rod!